is here now with us. Heather?
Well, Stephen, the taxpayers in Allen Park are fighting mad about this movie deal that's gone bust. Last night, they were demanding to know the terms of the lease between Unity Studios and the city. Tonight, we have the details of the deal. Now that the doors are locked at Unity Studios and the movie sets are packed up, the taxpayers in Allen Park want to know why the city bought this building in the first place.
What have you spent? And what did you spend it on?
Roll camera.
In May, Hollywood producer Jimmy Lifton was showing off the studios and his Lifton Institute for Media Skills. But last month, Lifton abruptly left, leaving behind empty desks and empty promises. What happened to the 3,000 jobs and the $150 million in investment you guys promised?
Sure. You know what? As we said from day one, I mean, this is all about creating an industry. We've already trained 200 people.
The Action News investigators first exposed concerns about Allen Park's purchase of the old Vistion property that housed Unity and other tenants. The city paid $25.5 million for it, even though state records showed it was only worth $14 million. In May, Allen Park Mayor Gary Burka told me the property was a great buy. And you're confident you got a good deal on the property?
Very confident. Would I do it again today? Absolutely.
But the outrage from citizens may have Mayor Burka second-guessing that. They're demanding to know the details of the deal with Jimmy Lifton. At a council meeting Tuesday, Burka wasn't answering those questions. But now the investigators have copies of the city's lease agreement with Unity Studios. The first lease that started in October of 2008 was for a 500-square-foot conference room inside City Hall. Lifton owed the city $6,000 for that workspace. In October of 2009, Lifton and the mayor entered into a second, far more complicated lease for the multi-acre property next door to the city offices. According to that lease, Unity Studios would occupy approximately 95,000 square feet at a rate of $3 a square foot. That brought Lifton's yearly lease amount to $285,000. On May 23, 2010, Lifton and Allen Park struck a new deal. Unity Studios decreased their lease space. Now they'd only be using about 56,000 square feet. The total yearly rent for the 2010 deal would have been just more than $168,000. As part of this lease, the city had to spend $225,000 on tenant improvements. It's not clear what improvements were made to a studio that now sits vacant. While those lease agreements may offer the taxpayers some insight into this failed project, it's still not clear why the city paid so much for this building based on so little information.
Did he ever show you any proof that he had anything to back up that $146 million would be invested here in Allen Park?
I don't believe he did.
As far as exactly how much money Jimmy Lifton paid Allen Park, city officials will only tell us that he was up to date on his rent when he left.
Has the city ever explained why this became such a big mess? I mean, a lot of people want to know how this thing got so out of hand.
Well, we do have a lot of questions for them, but the city administrator said today that they did not have time to talk to us today. Of course, we still want some answers, so we are pursuing an in-depth interview to try to discuss this further.
All right. Thank you, Heather.
Hopefully